Abortion has emerged as one of the most important issues for likely voters in the 2024 presidential election. It's also at the center of many congressional races, including in a state where abortion access has not been compromised since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The Guttmacher Institute, a research and policy organization that works to advance reproductive health rights nationwide, categorizes New York as having very protective abortion policies and access post-Roe. Only 7 other states share the same or an even more protective classification. Our Scott MacFarlane is joining us now from Capitol Hill. And Scott, let's first note that congressional primary elections in New York don't even happen until next month. But talk to us about some of the House races where abortion access has become a real focal point.
It's just pivotal, Nicole. In the presidential race, we keep hearing about those swing states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. But in the race for control of the U.S. House, where the margins are narrow and the stakes are enormous, the battlegrounds are concentrated to some degree in New York State, where the lines were redrawn earlier this decade, and there are a whole bunch of purple districts. So the swing communities are cities like Binghamton, Hempstead, Goshen, and Highland. Those are the communities we'll be hearing about because there are so many competitive races. And already, even before the primaries, women's reproductive rights are dominating these campaigns. Democrats are leveraging their campaign mailers, their campaign ads, their door-to-door knocking, their stump speeches on their advocacy for abortion rights. But what separates New York from perhaps other parts of the country is the Republicans are leaning in on this too. They're trying to get ahead of the issue and win on the issue, in no small way through championing IVF. It was New York Republicans who were the first Republicans to sign on to a Democratic bill to codify federal protections for IVF. And some of the candidates, some of the Republican challengers are also trying to do the same. Those 3 Republicans all co-sponsored the IVF bill. They were the first names on it. But those trying to unseat Democrats are also leveraging abortion rights. Nicole, one of them, who's challenging Congressman Pat Ryan, I should say, in the New York 18th. They're all trying to get ahead of the issue and campaign on it.
And in terms of Republicans, how are they navigating this issue?
Well, first of all, they're trying to define the issue. The chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee, the campaign arm for House Republicans, told CBS News he thinks the party has a branding problem, not a policy problem on women's reproductive rights. He thinks they're being caricatured in how they are perceived on abortion rights, that they don't have a narrow extreme position, that it's candidate to candidate, that there's a diversity of opinions on women's reproductive rights, and New York is an example of that. And one of the challengers, Allison Esposito, who's running against Pat Ryan in the Hudson Valley of New York, said she does not support a federal abortion ban, a distinction.
All right, Scott MacFarlane, thanks so much for your reporting.